Okay, we proceed with the second method to determine the relationship between the two variables, which is the Pearson product moment correlation coefficient. Notationnya adalah R. Okay, small r. Okay, this coefficient, okay, the value that we calculate, it is the coefficient describe the strength of the linear relationship between two set of interval scale or ratio scale variable, which is the quantitative variable lah. Okay, we use Pearson product moment correlation coefficient to check whether there is exists linear relationship between the two quantitative variables. Okay, so biasanya untuk Pearson correlation coefficient, kita akan check for linear relationship. So, kalau quadratic, kita gunakan the other method. Ini untuk check for the linear relationship. Linear maksudnya it have the increasing or decreasing trend sahaja. Okay, so and then the sign negative and positive for the R value identifies the kind of relationship between the two quantitative variable, and the magnitude describe the strength of the relationship. So once we have the value of R here, we can know whether the sign is positive or negative, dan dia punya magnitude, which is berapa value-nya, will describe the strength, whether it is strong, moderate ataupun weak correlation. Okay, so this is the formula that you need to remember and know how to find this formula, how to use this formula. Okay, so the formula is summation of xy. Okay, maksudnya total of x multiply y. X adalah macam tadilah, X adalah independent variable dan Y adalah dependent variable. Then can we have the column of X and we have column of Y. So you need to multiply X and Y dulu. Value X multiply dengan value Y. Total of that will be put here. Okay, minus dengan summation of X, maksudnya total of X variable. Okay, tambah semua variable X. Okay, total of Y divide dengan small n. Small n here adalah number of observation ataupun number of sample size. Divide dengan square root of summation of x square. So means that here you need to squarekan the value of x first, baru you total up. Okay, jangan tertukar. Yang tertukar dengan yang ni, summation x square. Summation x square ni maksudnya you totalkan x, baru you square. This one, squarekan dulu x, baru you total up. Okay, divide dengan small n, multiply dengan summation of y square. Sama macam tadi, you need to squarekan the value of y, and then you baru you total up. Okay, minus dengan summation of y square. Total of y square divide dengan small n. So, hati-hati biasanya student buat kesilapan, dia tak letak square root kat bawah ni, tertinggal. Okay, kat sini ada square root the value. Ataupun we can use this formula, tak kisah mana-mana pun boleh. Beza kat sini, just dia letak n di depan. Dia tak ada n kat sini. So, either one will be give the same value of R. Okay. So, the value of R ni will lies between negative 1 and 1. Okay, it will lies between the value of negative 1 and 1. Okay, you will have the value of negative and you will have the value of positive. Okay, the value of correlation that is close to negative 1 indicates that strong negative correlation between the two variables. If the value of R you dapat negative, it is means that the relationship is negative. Apa maksud relationship negative? It means that bila X increase, Y will be decrease. Okay, apa maksud negative? Bila X increase, Y will be decrease. Ataupun bila X decrease, Y will be increase. Ini maksudnya negative relationship. So, kalau you dapat negative 1, 1.0 indicates that it is the strong. Actually, kalau 1, it is perfect. Okay, it is perfect. Very strong. Okay, very strong negative correlation. Kenapa negative correlation? Sebab dia punya sign is negative. Kenapa perfect? Perfect ataupun very strong? Sebab the value is 1. Okay, means that, okay, ni saya kata tadi, increase in one variable causes another variable to decrease. The value of correlation that is close to positive 1 indicates that it's a strong positive correlation. Positive sebab dia punya sign is positive, dan strong ataupun perfect ataupun very strong because of the value is 1.0. Okay, positive means that when one variable increase, then the other variable will be increased. Ataupun when the one variable is decreased, another variable also decrease. Okay, if the correlation close or equal to 0, means that there is no linear relationship between the two variables. If the value that you get are equal to 0 ataupun dekat-dekat dengan 0, 0.001 ke kan? So that means there is no linear relationship between the two variables. Okay. Secara dalam your textbook, okay, dalam ni saya punya ni yang lama dia tak ada. Ada satu lagi tu kan. Kalau you tengok in your manual page 92, dia ada lagi penerangan lagi detail about the strength of the relationship, which is when we get the value of R is between negative ataupun positive 0.9 until 1, it is very strong relationship, very strong linear relationship. Okay, kalau R di antara 0.7 until 0.89, okay, it is strong relationship. Okay, when R di antara 0.5 until 0.69, it is moderate linear relationship. Okay, if your R value is between 0.3 until 0.49, it is weak. Okay, weak linear relationship between the two variables. And then kalau kurang daripada 0.3, it is very weak linear relationship between the two variables. And if the value is R, if the value R is 0, so it is the negligible correlation ataupun there is no linear relationship between the two variables. So using the value of R, which is the Pearson correlation coefficient, we can determine the strength dan juga the sign of the relationship. Kalau kat sini value you negative, so it means that it is a negative, very strong negative linear relationship. Okay. So means that value R ni kita boleh tengok dia punya strength tu lagi detail. Macam sebelum ni kalau kita tengok scatter diagram, from the scatter diagram, we just can determine dia punya direction saja, whether increasing trend ataupun decreasing trend. Dan juga dia punya strength, which is whether it is strong ataupun weak. Tapi kalau gunakan value correlation coefficient, Pearson coefficient, kita boleh detailkan lagi whether the relationship is moderate ataupun very strong ataupun perfect. Okay, so let's see the example. Okay, a store supervisor interested in the possible improvement to labor efficiency if air conditioning is installed in the store. The data set below shows the times taken to unload a fully loaded lorry at various temperature levels. So the unloading time will be the Y. Okay, unloading times depend on the temperature. Temperature will be X. Okay, so from here, to check ataupun to determine the relationship between these two variable, these two quantitative variable, whether we can use the scatter diagram ataupun gunakan Pearson correlation coefficient R. Okay, so you dah tahu macam mana nak buat scatter diagram. So now kita tengok macam mana nak gunakan correlation coefficient, Pearson correlation coefficient formula. Okay, so in order to use the formula, we need the value of summation xy, summation x, summation y, summation I square dan juga summation of y square. So means that here we have two column, y dan x. So kalau kat sini, total of this value y, you akan dapat summation of y. Just total up all of this, you akan dapat summation y. Total up this column, you akan dapat summation x. We also need the column of multiplication of x multiply y. You akan dapat the value. You need to find x, y for each of row here. Then total up all of this. Okay, you akan dapat summation of x, y for every row here. Then total of this, you akan dapat summation of y. Okay, and then you also need the value of y square. So this is the value of y square kan dia, you akan dapat the value. You akan dapat each of this row. Total of this row, you akan dapat summation of y square. Sama juga dengan x square, you need to squarekan all the value of x here, each of the value of x. Then you will put in the column here, column of x square. Then total of this column, you akan dapat summation of x square. Okay, and then we also need the value of n, which is the number of observation ataupun sample size. So you need to kira lah how many data that we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, right? 12 observation altogether. Okay, 12 observation. Okay, so that is the way how to find all the value of summation in order to use the formula. Okay, you boleh buat manually, kira satu-satu. But actually ada another way to have all the value of summation kat sini quickly using the scientific calculator. Okay, it is an advantage for you if you know how to use the scientific calculator to get all the value of summation here. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Okay, ambil you punya scientific calculator. You need to change to the mode of regression. Okay, tukar kepada mode regression. 2. Okay, and then ambil linear. 1. Okay, so now we want to key in the value first. Kena key in kan value. So macam mana nak key in value? You kena key in kan value x dulu baru y. X, y. So 65, 45. Okay, bila masukkan tu kena tekan M+. Tekan M+, dia akan keluar appear n equal to 1. Means that you dah key in one observation. Okay, so seterusnya key in lagi untuk second observation, which is, remember kena masukkan dulu x, y. 68, 53, tekan M+, dan dia akan appear n equal to 2, means that you already key in 2 observation. Okay, so repeat it until you key in all the 12 observation. So the next one, 76, 58, tekan M+, 72, 59, M+, 70, 49, M+, 75, 54 and plus 59, 38 and plus 63, 48 and plus 85, 68 and plus 76, 63 and plus 71, 58 and plus 66, 47 and plus. So now we have key in all the 12 observation. So now nak extract the value, the summation of the x square, summation of y square, summation of y, summation x, dan juga summation of xy. So what to do is tekan shift. Shift ambil yang sum as sum, which is number 1. Shift 1, okay, shift 1 you keluarkan appear as summation x square, summation x dan juga n. So you tekan 1 untuk dapatkan summation of x square. Then equal. So you akan dapat summation x square equal to 60,182. Okay, and then nak pergi balik ambil summation x pula, shift 1 lagi. Okay, to equal untuk dapatkan summation of x. So summation of x will be 846. Tekan shift sum lagi, nak dapatkan summation of y square and so on. You tekan arrow ke kanan, akan ada summation of y square. Tekan 1 untuk y square dan equal. So it is 34910. And then tekan lagi shift 1 untuk dapatkan value of summation y. So tekan arrow ke kanan, dapatkan summation y which is 2 equal. So summation y adalah 640. Another one adalah summation of xy, sama shift 1, tekan arrow ke kanan, number 3 equal. It is 45719. Okay, so with all this value we can apply the formula, okay, which is r equal to n, which is 12, multiply dengan summation of xy, which is 45719, minus summation y, which summation x multiply summation y, which is 846, multiply 640, divide. Okay, jangan lupa put the square root value. And 12 multiply dengan summation of x square, 60182. Okay, minus summation x, 846 square. Okay, this, sorry. Okay, this is untuk x. Okay, buat pula untuk y, which is the n, multiply dengan summation y square, 34910, multiply dengan summation y square, 640 square. Okay, so calculate that. Okay, make sure, like I said before this, selesaikan dalam bracket dulu, then multiply, baru square rootkan. Dan yang atas ni pun selesaikan yang dalam bracket dua dulu, and this two baru you tolak, dan baru bahagi. That one. 12 multiply 60182 minus with 846 square. Okey, kalau buat satu-satu pun boleh. Kan nak nampak, saya lupa terus nak buat banyak, nak selesaikan dia. Should be you do one by one. Okay, so the part atas you akan dapat 7188 divide dengan square root of SYY. This part kan, this part dinamakan SXX. Ini dinamakan SYY. Yang atas ni dinamakan SXY. Okay, so SXX will be okay, 6468. Okay, multiply with, cari pula SYY. 9320. Okay. So the answer will be 0.9258. Okay, you should take 3 or 4 decimal places to get the accurate answer. So this is the answer that we have here for R, 0.9258. So what can we conclude this value? From this value, we can say that there is, okay, 0.9 adalah strong relationship kan. There is strong, okay, the strong is strong, and then you kena put dia punya sign, strong positive, linear relationship between between unloading time dan juga temperature. Okay, so that is the conclusion that can you make from the value of R. But actually, from calculator juga you boleh terus dapat value of R ni sebenarnya. But you still need to show all the calculation here and all the value of summation here. Kena tunjukkan juga that is there is marks for that solution. Okay, so kalau nak double check value of R you ni, you tekan shift dan ambil 2, shift 2, which is shift var tu kan, shift 2, and then you tekan arrow ke kanan sehinggalah you jumpa value R, sehingga jumpa value R. Okay, R kat sini it's 3, so 3 dia keluar R equal, so the answer will be 0.9258. You terus boleh dapatkan the value of R from there. Okay, so you boleh double check lah you punya value is betul ke tidak, but still you need to put to show all this calculation. Okay, another one is the coefficient of determination, which is the notationnya adalah capital R square. So the value of R square ni actually adalah continuous daripada value of R tadi. Okay, so untuk dapatkan the value of R square, we just squarekan the value of correlation coefficient R. Okay, so what is the function of the coefficient of determination ni actually? It is the proportion of the total variation in the dependent variable y that is explained by the variation in the independent variable x. So the value of coefficient of determination that we can have from the value of R square will tell us the how many percent, okay, how many percent that that x is explain y. Okay, we can know how many percent x explain y, or we can know how many percent the variable of y is explained by variable of x. And then from there also we can know whether the variable x that um, yang ada tadi tu is helpful in predict the y. Okay, we know that y is the predicted variable. So we can know from the value of r square, if the value of r square is high, we can say that the x variable tadi helpful, okay, helpful in predicting the variable of y. Okay, because of that, kita boleh tahu how many percent that x variable explain the y variable. Okay, so we just take the value of r dan squarekan that value untuk dapatkan value of r square dan multiply dengan 100 sebab kita nak explainnya dalam bentuk percentage. And then the value of r square will be lies between 0 and 1. It cannot be negative value sebabnya r square kan kita squarekan the value of r. Kalau value ru negatif pun dia akan dapat positif jugalah. Value of r square akan jadi positif sebab you squarekan that negative value. Okay, faham tak? Okay, let's say from the previous example, we have r adalah 0.9 berapa tadi? 0.9258. So the value of r square ataupun capital R square will be 0.9258 square. You akan dapat 0.8571. Then we change to percentage, kena multiply dengan 100%. So lastly we'll get 85.71%. So what can we say from this value? We can say that 85.71% of the variation, okay, in y tadi variable kita y adalah let's see, y adalah unloading time. Is explained by the variation in temperature. So instead here, because of 85.71% is quite high, so it means that the variable temperature is can predict the unloading time well. Okay, temperature can predict the unloading time very well because of the value of r square is quite high here. Okay, so that's all untuk this time.